now I'd like to welcome Top Dog 619 to the show. We're talking, I said this was going to be your last spot of the season. It ain't. We're going to have you around for a little while longer.
Okay.
You ready to get talking?
Absolutely.
First of all, before we get started, Larry Hale, if you're watching back in Madison, Wisconsin, thank you for that. Let's get right to it. Championship games to be played.
5 games, 2 days, everything from Open Division, Division 1, 2, 3, and 4 games starting tomorrow at Southwestern College.
Any surprises that, as we look at the matchups, any surprises here?
I think the only surprise for me when I look down that list there is looking at the Division 4 championship. I think San Diego High is actually a favorite. They're a number 2 seed in there. But I'm not going to bet against Ron Hamamoto. I mean, Hamamoto's been to the big games before.
Okay, well, you're jumping the gun. I have video. We have video of every winner you think. Let's start right now. The clock starts in 3, 2, 1. Starting with the first game first. Who wins?
We are taking, which game is this?
That's the Cavers game.
Okay, so let's go back to that one. So Ron Hamamoto's been in big games before. He's played in those championships, and as far as I know, he hasn't lost a championship he's played in. So I'm going to take Ron Hamamoto in that game.
And then in the nightcap, it is El Camino taking on East Lake.
El Camino, East Lake. I think we had... That's Southwest El Centro, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's go Southwest El Centro. So Southwest El Centro, I'll take Southwest El Centro in that game.
And then you're going to take Ramona in the...
Ramona Division 2 game.
So Steel Canyon have a chance in that?
I just think that there's too many weapons in Ramona. They're a very physical team, plus the Silver Pigskin finalist, Tristan Stacy, so too much.
And then we're talking El Camino and East Lake. Who wins
Again,
that one?
El Camino's loaded with Division 1 talent. You got Chris Brown, you got Jaden Casey, you got Malachi Russell, you've got weapons after weapons. Wayne Stewart, there you go, catching the touchdown. I just think they got too much for him.
And then in the nightcap, 1 versus 2, Mission Hills against Helix. Who's going to win that ball game?
Well, you got 1 versus 2, like you said. You've got the best offense versus the best defense in the county. You've got an All-American in this game. You got a Utah commit. Storyline doesn't get any better, but I'm taking Helix.
Helix, the defense beats the better offense.
Yes, sir.
All right, so with those, we'll hold you to that scorecard next week. Just currently, let's check in on the Silver Pigskin voting, which is something you're very close to. Last year, we had a record of 15,000 fan votes, 15,000 and change. We're on our way to 25,000 in 2017. Is it more people are watching, or is there just, or kids are better at marketing right now?
A couple things. I mean, social media, people love seeing... first of all, we did a great job selecting the finalists. These are some of the most popular kids. They have great leadership, both in the classroom and on the field. And I think that because they're so involved in the community, that people recognize them, so they go out there and vote for them. And
then, while the fan vote is important, it's largely window dressing. It'll decide a close race if it becomes a very close 2-horse race, as like the fan vote is there. But the e-ballot vote is really the important thing. 307 e-ballots went out. I believe when I last checked, more than half have already been returned. Your message to the remaining 150 so voters?
If you got an e-ballot, please make sure to vote, okay? If you don't vote or turn your vote in, you won't get one next year.
All right, we got a couple topics to burn through. Chip Kelly is now the new coach at UCLA. Silver Pigskin finalist Kyle Phillips is supposed to go to UCLA. Does the fact that they hired the big-name high-watt coach and Chip Kelly mean that he's for sure going to go back is going to keep his verbal commitment, or are the little birds that are buzzing in my ear saying, oh, maybe he's going to follow his friends to Utah? Well, what's going to happen there?
Well, I mean, it's obviously Chip Kelly makes a huge difference. He's a fantastic coach. That's a great hire for the UCLA program. He runs a spread offense. Kyle would fit perfectly in there as a slot receiver.
Last week you said he's for sure going. Are you backing off?
No, I'm not backing off. I still think he's going to be a Bruin.
Isaac Taylor Stewart, 13th San Diego athlete to wear the U.S. Army All-American jersey. How do they pick? He has the most D1 offers in our, with 50 plus.
Right.
So he's the most recruited athlete. But there would be people say that he is not the best football player in the county. In fact, the Silver Pigskin voting might say differently. So how does the U.S. Army choose who is going to represent them in that game?
It comes down to a few things. It comes down to reputation. What have you done on the national stage? What kind of national recruit you are?
Certainly Isaac Taylor.
And certainly Isaac Taylor has earned that with, winning the Adidas Rivals Challenge and winning the Nike Opening. He definitely earned the right to be represented at the national level for San Diego. So I think that's what it comes down to.
Hey, I love the Army and all, but I just saw in their press release, they were saying their Player of the Year trophy is the most coveted trophy in all of high school sports. First of all, they swiped that from our PR department, and secondly, it's just not true. Is that just going to make Navy fans out of all of us? They've not heard of the Silver Pigskin, huh?
Well, no, obviously they've heard of it. They took our tagline. So, I mean, it's kind of, what do they say, the greatest sense of flattery is
imitation.
Imitation.
Before we go, you're wearing the U.S. or the All-American Bowl jersey.
Yes.
We've got 30 seconds. Tell people why that's a big deal to you.
Creed Morris, Kimbrough, the former San Diego head coach, and Coach Laurie that was with Modern Day, are taking a group of 36 kids down to Mexico City to play in the Olympic Stadium. People don't realize that American football is the fastest growing sport in Mexico. They're playing an intramural game. These kids get to spend some time down there, learn a different culture, see what football is like in a different country, and represent the United States. Fantastic opportunity.
So, and maybe even get a college education out of it. Huh?
There are scouts at the colleges in Mexico that offer Division I football scholarships in Mexico.
Wouldn't that be cool to go to a university in Mexico?
Absolutely.
All right, so on behalf of Top Dog 619, you have not seen the last of him. We will have more with Chris coming up a week from now. But right now, the 5 p.m. edition of the show is over. Right after these commercial words, the 6 o'clock news brought to you by KUSI is coming right up.